All right, so today we're going to talk about the difference between an expression versus an equation. So an expression is a mathematical phrase that contains operations, numbers, and or variables. There is no equal sign. Now, when you're talking about an expression, basically an expression is part of a full math sentence, okay? There's no equal sign. So when you have an equal sign, it's going to make a full math sentence. Now, also, when you're talking about an expression, the value of the variable can change depending upon what the given value of that variable is. With an equation, that's different. So you have what's called a numerical expression. So some examples of that would be 5 plus 4. When you're talking about numerical, you're talking about numbers. Then we'll have 7 times 2 minus 3. Or it can be a minus 8. Now there's also an expression that is words. So you have to be able to distinguish how to write the expression from the words that are given. So an example of that would be a number plus 4. And if I wanted to actually write that out, I would just put a number, which you can put any variable, plus 4. That's the numerical expression of those words. Okay, so now we're going to move to an equation. An equation is a mathematical sentence that shows that two expressions are equivalent. And you know when you're talking about equivalent, another word for equivalent is equal. And it must have an equal sign. If it does not have an equal sign, it is not an equation. Now, when you're talking about an equation, the variable that is in the equation has a set answer. It has a set value. Okay, so if I have 5 plus 4 equals 9, that is an example of an equation. Another example would be 7 times 2 minus 3 equals 11. So basically adding that equal sign is what makes it an equation instead of an expression. On the other side, we just had 5 plus 4, which was the expression, but then equals 9 makes it an equation. Then if we have a minus 8 equals 5. So now with that being said, we have a variable in that equation. So there is only one number that I can put as the value of a to make the equation true if I subtract 8, so it would equal 5. On the expression side, when I had a minus 8, you're going to be giving a value, and then you put it in there, and then that's going to equal whatever that number that you put in that for that variable minus 8. Okay, so then the wording would be a number plus 4. And to make it an equation, I'm going to add is 9. Is equal. That means it equals 9. Okay, so now, like I said, the difference in an expression and an equation, basically your expression is part of an equation. Okay, it is part of that math sentence, that full math sentence. The expression is the part, the equation is the full. For an expression, you don't have to have an equal sign. You don't have an equal sign for expression, but an equation must have an equal sign. Hope that helps you out. Have a blessed day.